right, we are going to walk through how to set up your Poultry Pro account really quick. So this is what your page will look like if you've never been there before, you've never created an account, anything like that. You're going to come to this landing page. You can go through, read all of your information. The first thing you're going to want to do is click sign in on the top, and if you have an account, it'll let you sign in that way. If you don't have an account, it's really not hard to set one up, so you can continue with Google, GitHub, X, Apple, Replit, email, any of the different options that you have, whatever works easiest for you. I already have an account set up, so I'm just going to sign into my Google account here, and it'll take you to the home page. All right, and I just skipped ahead here to make it faster, but basically you'll go through to your Google account. It's pretty quick, pretty painless, and then the first thing you'll see here is the home page and the dashboard. So this is what we'll come back to later on, and we can go through some of the features, but the really important thing to do kind of before you start going and playing with everything else is to set up your first flock. So I'm on the free account now, so this is exactly what you'll see looking into it. You can see it, my plan says free. So your first thing is to create a flock, and we'll just say test one. And you can create your flocks however you want. I've got my personal one set up to be different breeding pens. You can do it if you've got different farms, different species, and then just fill in kind of some of the information here. So primary breed, we'll say Leghorns. Purpose, for me that would be egg layers if they're Leghorns. You can put your established date if you want, so maybe I made a new flock today, and you can always come back and edit this at any time too. So go ahead, it'll create the flock, it'll say success, and as soon as you do that, you can start to see some of the fun data. So having your flock makes it so much easier to track everything else. And then once you have your flock, you'll go ahead and you want to add your birds. So there's two different ways you can add birds. You can start by individually adding birds, and I know this form looks like a lot, I promise. It's pretty manageable. You'll start by putting in the bird name. We'll say test one. You can choose however you ID your birds. You can use no ID, numbers, letters, colors, toe punches. So even if you use like you use toe punches, you can go in and put that in here. So you can say, one cut in between each toe. Or if you like just plain old numbers, especially if you've got like bands or something like that. Lots of different options to choose from. Go with whatever you do or whatever works best. And then you can assign it to a flock. That I find is very helpful, especially if you're tracking things by your flock, because you can see the overall average and you can see your bird's average depending on how you put in information. And yeah, you can go through and put in all sorts of data if you track it. If not, you can do it without, and it'll take it. You add it without. It's being just a little slow because I'm recording. It's a lot of information and my computer's trying to process. But the other thing you can do, say you've got 100 birds and you don't want to sit and go and add in 100 birds. I feel you. So we made a batch add button. Basically, you can go in here and you can say, I've got 5 birds to add. I'm going to name them, bird A, bird B, bird B. There's so many different ways you can go in and name them, right? So this will number them, just bird 1, 2, 3. You can do bird A, B, C. I can do a custom prefix and a number, and I can manually put in the name. There's so many different options to create birds, and you can name, and again, you can always go back and edit them later on too. And same thing for ID. Here you can choose number ID, letter ID. You can give them all a color, all a toe punch, and then you can assign them to whatever flock here. I can say these are all going to be leghorns. Maybe they hatched yesterday, so I don't know their sex, and they're all active, they're all alive, right? And it'll go ahead and generate a preview down here so I can see what all of these birds are going to look like, and I'll add the 5 birds. We'll give it just a little bit to think. And now I have 6 birds in here. So you may have noticed, especially, now we can kind of go back to the dashboard and all the fun stuff. For my free account, I'm only allowed 1 flock and up to 10 birds. So if I wanted to add more flocks in there, keep track of more things, I can certainly go ahead and upgrade. Basic will give me up to 100 birds and flocks, and premium will give me unlimited. So if you're feeling restricted, like you would like some more, or you want more data, more birds, more flocks, we tried to keep it pretty manageable for that. But yeah, that's how you'll go ahead and you'll set up the basics for your account. It's really not that hard. It's kind of fun to do. And I'll put a couple more videos out on just some things that you can see and play around with, so you get a feel for everything. But this is the basics. So if you've got any questions, let me know. Don't hesitate to send me an email. I'm always happy to help. And if you've got any suggestions or things you'd like to see in the future, just let me know. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day.